Welcome to TSW After Darkside, a fully armed and operational podcast platform.
Mine have just like ground to a slow halt. Crazy.
I'm doing 2 videos a week at the moment.
Oh yeah?
Only because I've got loads. I'm making loads of stuff, and there's lots of stuff going on.
I recorded 3
I did how to get more water in your butt.
Giggity.
Giggity.
Bath without your pants on.
The 1 hour insect hotel seems to be going well.
Yeah.
I've just reached 75,000 views.
Did you just say the one in sex hotel?
Well, your channel, you mean, Steve?
Yeah, the channel, not each video.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
I was going to say.
Yeah, if I was getting...
It suddenly becomes I knew him when.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was getting 75,000 views, I'd be jumping around all over the place.
Yeah.
Go on, Mark. Sorry.
I was going to say, I've been churning out some videos this week as well. And not just my stuff. Other people have been making videos and sending them my way.
I recorded 3 last night.
Wow.
Blimey.
The first 3 missions of Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
Oh, superb.
That game. Oh, that game is... you can see its age. Not even graphically, just in terms of like how you can see it when I start. As soon as I start the video, you can see as soon as I start the level that the camera is really slow. And
games are a very different thing now, aren't they?
For sure. Yeah.
You seen the new Call of Duty trailer?
I haven't. No, I heard looks pretty good though.
Yeah, it's funny. Like you noticed for the first time, or that I can remember, they're actually putting on the front of the trailer 100% in-game footage, as opposed to this does not reflect the actual game.
Reality. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, they normally say
that's amazing.
In engine, like cutscene engine or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is actually all in-game footage, and it looks like phenomenal. But I'm not really into Call of Duty. I'm more of a Battlefield person. But
I love Call of Duty.
I'm more of a Battlefront person.
Duty.
Call of Duty. Right, let's do this. Right, it's 4 minutes.
All right, so Steve, you're doing Paul's
25 seconds. Okay, here we go then. On the next episode of Talk Star Wars, we discuss...
Episode 9 gets a release date.
Kathleen Kennedy comments on the original Star Wars movies.
And could Luke have an interesting heirloom in The Last Jedi?
All that and more on the next episode of Talk Star Wars in iTunes on Monday. Boom.
Fucking yeah.
So that's
boys.
4:49.
Did now was it just you breaking up at my end, or did anyone break up then? I didn't. Like a couple of times. There's nothing wrong with the way you said it, but at my end there was a couple of breakups in the line.
Mine sounded okay.
Yeah, so it's probably just me.
Maybe.
As long as Mark's got the recording right, that's
I'll
what
have
counts.
the recording this end. I think it records me locally and it records you coming in.
Yeah.
And you two are coming in loud and clear.
Yeah.
So we'll have something.
Yeah, your eCam thing seems to work like Pamela.
Yeah.
Does it record everybody else on a second channel and then you get the first?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it works exactly the same then.
And then I just have to balance them. And Rob Cast set me up with a lovely piece of software while we were in Orlando, which allows me to drop the incoming call. So you're both of you chaps now. It allows me to drop that into a piece of software, and it automatically adjusts the levels so that your volume's the same. And then I can drop it in and mix it with mine.
So basically compresses one side of the track rather than... Yeah, because that's what I do with the toy box, is I record it as a Pamela track, which is me on one end, Mark and Jeremy on the other. And then I split the track into 2 like left and right balanced headphone pieces, and then I compress each one individually.
What's that? Is that the toy box one?
Yeah. Then I bring it together and compress them together.
I'm going to see him tomorrow at lunchtime.
Oh, yeah, superb.
Yeah, just popping in for a cuppa. But I think, has he got all his toys at the shop, or are they at his house?
Yeah, he's got a man cave at the shop.
That's what I'll be able to see him tomorrow.
Yeah, don't
Make sure he
touch
gets a video of you in it.
Yeah, don't touch any of mine.
Oh my God, Mark!
Why have you got stuff?
There's a comedy video in that.
Yeah, he's Jeremy got a bunch of duplicates, and he's giving them to me. A bunch of.
Where did he get duplicates when he bought a load of stuff online?
When he buys lots, he buys. He got an extra Walrus Man, an extra Bib Fortuna, and stuff.
Nice.
So they're gonna be the foundations of my new vintage collection. Because when I was out there, When I was out there, Steve, I went and saw. I was with Rob Cast, and he bought a brand new. He bought a vintage Luke in best bin gear. Looked brand new. It was unscuffed. It was in gorgeous condition. It had the lightsaber and the blaster for
package
for $30. No, it was loose, but all of his figures are loose. Yeah. So I started looking, and they had this guy out there. I don't even know, Rob, if I've told you this, but this guy had. I wanted a Farm Boy Luke, so I said to Rob when we went home, so excited by what he'd done, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to start a Kenner collection. So I phoned Lisa and said, I think I'm going to start a Kenner collection. Yeah, and I was thinking she might say to me, if you fucking come home with a Kenner action figure, I'm going to kill you to death. And if she said that, then it would all go away. And she said, oh yeah, no, you should do it. And
yeah,
I said,
encouraging.
Oh yeah, no, but I said that, you know, I don't know if I've got enough money. And she said, don't worry, just put it on Visa. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You kind of want her to say no at that point.
Yeah, I needed someone.
I don't think you understand.
Yeah, I needed someone to sort of control
it. Lots of money.
So how hard is it? Sorry, Mark.
Giggling.
Just finish your bit. I've got a question about your Kenner stuff.
Yeah, no, the next day we went and I said to Rob, overnight I'd been thinking about it. What if I'm going to do this, what am I going to do? Well, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to put some rules in place so it doesn't get out of control.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, I know, exactly right. So I said, I'm just going to buy the first 12 and then I'm done. And he said, yeah, right. Before you know it, you'll be buying them all. So, all right. Yep. I said, well, today I'm just going to buy Farm Boy Luke. I'm going to get the best quality Farm Boy Luke I can get. Just going to buy Farm Boy Luke. But maybe I should get R2-D2 as well, because obviously that's a great figure, isn't it? And if I'm going to buy R2, I need to get 3 packs.
You can't
buy one without the other. So I said, right, I'm going to buy 3 today. And they're only going to be, I'm going to buy them loose. Obviously, I can't afford carded figures. I'm going to buy them loose. Right. I'm not interested in recards. I just want the loose figures. Excuse me. So I went to this stall and found for $100 Farm Boy Luke, but in a baggie. He wasn't, it was good quality, but not perfect. And then in acrylic cases were a rated C-3PO and a rated R2-D2 for $100 each.
Yeah.
And I'd gone out thinking, if I can pick up those 3 figures for $30 each, I'll be happy. I'll spend $90. And then I was looking at more than tripling my outlay immediately. And I thought, I can see where this is going. So I just stopped it right there. And I thought, I'll come away, I'll give it some thought. I know, like with Rob, with what you're doing on the toy box and with Jeremy and Mark in the wings, I've got all the advisors I need to do this right. So if I'm going to collect vintage, and I'm going to try and limit myself to the first 12, I think what I'll do is I'll do it properly, and I'll buy the rated or the graded or whatever the terminology is characters.
I think it's graded,
the AFA graded characters. Fit action figures.
Here we go. In fact, I'm making a list of terms I don't understand.
Yeah.
And I think that can eventually be a toy box episode in itself, like a beginner's guide to like vintage terminology.
Of course, yeah, because if you don't get it, I'm not going to get it. The listeners aren't going to get it.
Well, that's it. I thought, if you kind of, I like the idea of it being both a haven for people who are really into that stuff and also a kind of beginner's guide in one.
Well, it's certainly what it is to me now, a beginner's guide, because I'm seriously thinking about doing it, and I think I'm going to aim just to get the first 12, and I'm going to get them all graded in acrylic boxes so that they can be like this. I can do it properly.
You're not going to get them out?
I've started.
Why did you buy any?
No, I didn't. Because I could feel it getting good. I could feel it getting out of control, Steve.
My question was from earlier. My question was going to be, how easy must it be to forge these in China? Like, they're not even intricate figures, are they?
No. Well, you need to speak to Mark, who's on the toy box with Rob, because there are so many traps out there.
Yep.
Like the weapons, the reproduction weapons and stuff. You really got to know your stuff. And when they're looking, like Mark can tell you, if you showed Mark a loose figure, he'd be able to tell you what run of Luke Skywalker Farm Boy it was. Is it off the New Hope card, or the Empire card, or the Jedi card, or the Tri logo, or the Meccano? See, I'm learning all this stuff from the toy box.
Yeah.
And how many episodes in are you, Rob?
We haven't recorded number 2 yet.
I've already picked that stuff up just from the podcasts you've done already and that page.
Yeah. So what we're doing, we're planning on getting together on Sunday evening briefly, because Jeremy's back and settled in again now. because he was on his way back that day.
Hang on one sec, guys.
That's
Sorry,
all right.
I'm just got to say goodbye to someone.
Okay. Yeah, he was on his way back that day, and apparently he got back a bit late and wasn't really able to join us. So we got the interview done because that was the main concern.
That was good. That.
Yeah, and tell you what, actually, what's really nice is I didn't know this for sure until we tried it, but I can do a mixed group conversation on Skype with a mix of Skype people and phones.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, so I've subscribed to a basic minutes allowance, which is like 400.
Mm-hmm.
That's UK, but then you can also, if you go up to a tenner a month, you can have unlimited minutes worldwide.
All right, cool.
So we could theoretically get, if we had the opportunity to interview somebody else and they're only available by phone, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But the guy Gaz, who was sort of the anti-repo guy, is already interested in getting in on another episode later on.
Good. Yeah, that's good.
He was saying, like, I've never been on a podcast before, but I really enjoyed that. I'll be up for another one. So I was like, mate, if we can get you in on an episode where we think you'll add, where you think you can add value, then be my guest.
It was such a fantastic interview, seeing both sides of the argument, because I could see both sides. I could sympathise with both sides of that.
Well, Mark chose very, very sensibly, because he chose people who disagreed, but not for the opposite. Like, it's not the polar opposite reasons.
Yeah.
So you can have a discussion around it without being like, no, you're wrong because this. It was more like, yeah, I see that, but this is my point of view, and it was a completely different take on it. So you ended up getting a really nuanced viewpoint of why people will like them, but at the same time, why they're a pain.
Yeah.
And obviously, because Gaz is a retailer, he has a different perspective completely.
Of course, yeah, because his reputation's on the line.
Mark seems to have got the bug, by the way. Let me bring up the email he sent me this morning.
Podcasting bug.
Yeah.
He's interested in buying my Mac off me.
He said about getting Mac. I said he should speak to you about Macs because I don't know anything about them.
Well, I'm planning to replace my MacBook Pro I'm using currently, which is getting really slow for this stuff, with a Mac Mini, which is going to be spec'd right up. So it'll be...
Oh, perfect, yeah.
It would be. I know it's not a powerhouse, but all I need it for is recording the podcast and editing video and stuff like that.
If I was ever to get a Mac, that's always been the one I said I'd get.
Yeah, because I got this set up
because it's so convenient.
Deliberately for that. Yeah,
yeah.
It will. It will be a good addition to this.
Here we go. He's ordered himself a filter, a mic, a stand, a mobile mic, and a digital recorder for when he goes to Vectis.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I said to him, mate, I'm glad you're getting into this. He said it has to be done, and that was his only word on the subject.
Well,
it has to be done. Suits me fine. The less I have to do, the better.
If you'd like to support what we do here at Talk Star Wars, you can do so by becoming a TSW sponsor. For as little as £1 per month given securely via PayPal, you can help us keep the lights on here at TSW. When you become a TSW sponsor, we will elevate you to VIP status. As a TSW VIP, you'll get access to an exclusive stream that provides you with fun downloads like HD wallpapers for your desktop, tablet and mobile device, ringtones and text alerts courtesy of our very own audio Jedi at Rob Wade Vision. You'll also receive a monthly newsletter with news about what's going on here at Talk Star Wars, and you'll get a priority release of the new Star Wars audio commentary series called TSW Feature Comms. All this for as little as £1 per month. Head to talkstarwars.co.uk/support and become a TSW sponsor today, and the Force will be with you always.
Talk Star Wars has really grown this week.
Yeah, really.
Because we're just to bring you in on some of the stuff that's going on. We haven't made public yet, but I've spoken to Rob Phillips about publishing his photographs daily on the site.
Wonderful.
And giving him a space on the Lego page all to himself. So it'll go out in the blog post, but will make its way through aggregation to the Lego page.
Okay.
Andy Smith, who did an unboxing video for YouTube yesterday, is going to start doing interviews.
He wants to do gaming stuff.
He wants to do gaming stuff, wants to do interviews. He's going to write some stuff on the site. So he's now in there as a contributor. And Jeremy are going to put his kids to work on what we're calling TSW Juniors.
Oh,
so they're going to be doing lots of sort of
kid-friendly stuff,
unboxings.
Yeah.
I've done them all T-shirts. So they've got Talk Star Wars T-shirts with their names on.
Yeah, I saw those. Yeah, on the TeePublic store.
Yeah,
I did wonder if there was something like that going on.
Yes,
obviously, why else would you do them? It's very niche.
Exactly. So now they're.
What happened? Did I lose you?
Yeah, it got cut off. There,
yeah,
mate.
briefly, yeah, but you're still here.
So yeah, we're growing. Everything's growing out. You got Rob doing Under the Dome. You got Dan Solo, who's starting to do his own videos, but I'm trying to talk him into publishing directly onto Talk Star Wars, so that he's getting a bigger audience.
Yeah,
and he's talking about branding it with Talk Star Wars. So we're expanding out. I mean, Stephen Howard, Skoldron.
Yeah,
he's
Roku Depot guy, right?
Roku Depot, yeah.
He's older than I expected.
He reviewed 4.
Not in a bad way, just in just in general.
He reviewed 4 of our podcasts today.
4? Oh yeah, he did the
Talk Star Wars, the Round Table,
Kessel Run,
comics, and the Kessel Run.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
what did I miss? Sorry, there was a cat outside running across the road.
No, we're just talking about the way things are growing over here with adding extra shows and things on YouTube and loads of different creators. There's a lot of forward motion now.
Did you hear about the Avatar release dates?
It's been pushed back, hasn't it?
It's been pushed back, yeah.
Well, pushed back. It never really got a firm release date in the first place.
So has it been just announced and it's slightly later than people expected?
No, it's got 4 specific dates.
As in day and date or month?
No, date, month, date, everything specific.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be like, and this is the first time he's actually given a date. It's everyone else that speculated.
Yeah. So it's basically it's kind of not lined up with what people anticipated.
No, it's 2020, I think, the first one. 2 years after people thought. I think 18. Well, it's fucking 2. It's 8 years after what they thought. Because everyone thinks it would be out in 2011.
Yeah,
well, that'll do it. Yeah.
So I don't know. Well, it's just the way Cameron does things. He went and did an underwater thing, didn't he?
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything purely to gain money just out of for the sake of it. He does it on his own timescale.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't need to do like a filler picture.
No, it's a shame because we want more Cameron movies.
I'd quite happily go for his take on some stuff.
Yeah, like more Aliens films.
I'd like to see him have another pop at
I'm excited by Avatar, all the others, but I part of me worries that means that there'll be nothing else now from Cameron other than Avatar because.
Well, you think he'd retire after that?
Well, it's 2024, the last one.
Yeah,
clock's ticking, isn't it?
You know, he's going to be 70.
It's like Ridley doing all these Alien movies.
Yeah,
you may make it wonder if Ridley's got he reckons he's got one last run in him. And I
saw some footage of him doing the introducing the footage with Elizabeth Shaw and is it David the droid from Prometheus?
Yeah.
Introducing those to in a short film that they'd made to go between Prometheus and Covenant.
Yeah, because it's where it picks up, isn't it?
It's
where it picks up, isn't it? After Prometheus.
Yeah, some time has passed apparently. So.
Yeah,
I'm interested. I'll watch these films, but
I haven't seen Prometheus yet, so I'll probably have to watch that before.
Prometheus is good. I liked it. I hated it when I first saw it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that's become it's a slow burner. It's kind of become a bit more. People have been a bit more forgiving to it over time.
Be a good idea for us to do.
When it first came out, people were like, "It's shit, bruv."
We should do a commentary.
The actual art direction and the scale of it is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really gorgeous film, isn't it? Really well made, really well designed.
Really well, like the ship and that, it just looks so clean. It's a very crisp looking film.
Except
a lot of it is movies.
Yeah, there is a lot. But then the more times you watch it, the more you figure out that actually it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. The more times you watch it, the more forgiving you become. Rob, what was you going to say?
I was saying about movies I saw recently. I watched Man of Steel a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I actually quite liked it.
First time I hated that.
I didn't say it was a patch on. I didn't think it was a patch on Batman Superman because Batman Superman was much superior. Even though I did see the, I did see the Ultimate Cut. I've not seen the cinematic version.
Yeah, no, that's the one I've seen as well.
From reading what the differences were in Batman Superman, I was like, fuck me, this is a different. It feels like a different film just reading it.
Oh yeah, it's totally. I haven't seen
so much stuff.
I haven't seen the other one, Suicide Squad, in the Ultimate Cut yet.
I have it on my Blu-ray shelf. It's not been played yet, but
No,
it's on
because
my.
I wasn't overly keen.
I saw the original cut of that. I haven't seen the ultimate yet.
With the old Gozer at the end.
Apparently, the ultimate cut doesn't add a huge amount to it. It
does
just
go a
fleshes out
bit
the
Ghostbusters, doesn't it? It does go a bit Ghostbusters. Oh well, it's more Ghostbusters than the recent Ghostbusters. Which was
I didn't like the recent Ghostbusters.
I wasn't a big fan.
It was a dog on it.
What have I seen that Kong was awesome.
I've heard that's good. Jen went to see
That's a great movie.
Yeah, I haven't bothered with
Skull Island, you mean?
Yeah, it's very good. It's
Pictures
and I love the way they say he's a baby, not a baby, but he's got loads of growth to do.
Spoilers. Well, if he's going to fight Godzilla at some point.
Well, he's going to be Godzilla. He can't do it as a 100-foot.
I haven't been to the cinema to see a film I was interested in for a while. So I went to see Beauty and the Beast a few weeks ago. I forgot about that.
Oh dear.
I'll tell you what, though, visually it's stunning. Absolutely stunning.
The Beast looks a bit cartoony.
Sorry, Jen just chimed in, and rightly so, about Split. We saw Split, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Don't spoil it, because there's a
major ending.
I know it.
You'll know.
I was going to say, have you not seen the news stories where people have just decided it's fucking fair game? What tossers?
Yeah, I know. It's just wrong.
I suppose they just decided that people have had long enough to see it.
Yeah.
Yes, they've just given out the biggest Easter egg in.
I'm not a big fan of the approach of you've had a couple of months. I think it's the desperation to be. I thought about it the other day, and I was thinking about it. Yeah, I was thinking about it in terms of news, but it also applies to pop culture as well. It's about being first, not being right.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's why news things will rush in with a headline that turns out to be half bunk, and then walk it back because they'd rather be the first one people see than be correct.
Yeah.
And it's the same with pop culture. They'd rather be first than worry about, how long has it been? Should we walk it, should we sort of dial it back and do the spoilers in the thread? No, fuck it, put it in the title, nobody cares.
Yeah, it's just wrong, isn't it?
Wasting seconds. Well, it's because that's how people consume media now. People aren't willing to wait 10 seconds to find out. They're straight on Twitter or whatever trying to find out what's going on. That's where I check for if something's happening in London. If say we hear what sounds like chanting or a protest or something, I'll look at Twitter first to see if something is going on that's been mentioned. If not, then we'll look outside and or we'll look on BBC rather. Look outside pretty early on because that's the best way of finding out. Really, once you're there. But then, thankfully, they don't tend to pass by my office that much. So, because obviously, when they do, it's a bit disruptive to public transport and stuff. So it can be a bit annoying. Obviously, sometimes you'll be a bit more forgiving if the cause is a good one, but at the same time, you still think, well, I still have to get home. Especially when Talk Star Wars recording day. It's like, don't you guys know who I am? Come on.
Should we kick this off? Because I have.
Where is Small Spleen?
He said he's driving. I don't know what he's doing.
I can have a guess.
Maybe he's on his way home from 10 and 2. I think. Let's kick this off, and then we can just bring him in when he's ready. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
All right. I'll stop this one. I've got plenty of off. Right. That was nearly a massive cock up there because I wasn't recording. So this is a voicemail we were sent by Carlos Candido, and you will see why. This is a Star Wars related question, but you'll see why it had to come onto the After Darkside. So this is from Carlos.
This week's question is brought to you by Blue Harvest Vintage. Are you a collector? Blue Harvest love to find that missing piece you need to complete your collection. Blue Harvest have Funko Pops, Lego, Dinky, Kogi, Matchbox, and more. Wait, what the fuck is a Funko Pop? Could you guys tell me what a Funko Pop is? I have no idea, and it's driving me mad. But that's not the question. The question is the Force being a bit of, for lack of a better word, there's so much happening that the Force needs to balance. Oh, the Force is in balance. Oh, now it's not balanced. Oh, we need to find the balance. I want to know, is the Force being... You guys doing an awesome job. Carlos, out.
That's brilliant.
It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it?
What's wrong with that? Why can't we put that on the regular
show? Well, there's a couple of reasons.
There's a couple of reasons, notwithstanding.
Yeah. So,
oh dear me.
with the
Right. You want to take the first part?
with the first part of the question.
Which part? So, how do you want me to handle this?
You're
Break it down.
the toy box dude.
All right. Then.
What's the Funko Pop?
All right. So, while Mark dies slowly in the corner, I'll tell you all about Funko Pops, Carlos. So, Funko Pops, you may have also heard them referred to as pop vinyls, are small, about 3-4 inch plastic figures. They're quite kind of. They're very cartoony. They're very cartoonized look, to the point where the ones based on the cartoons look weird, even though they shouldn't, because they actually look exactly like, they should look exactly like the characters because they're based on cartoon likenesses, and yet they manage to look somehow weird. Like the Family Guy ones, in particular, are just straight up bizarre. They all look munted, or stoned off their minds, I guess. Hang on, have I just been dropped?
No. You're still there. Steve's just jumped off, mate.
Yeah, so Funko Pops are they're sort of 3 or 4 inch vinyl figures. No, they're probably 5 inch vinyl figures, maybe. 6 at a push, and they are always themed on characters from comic books, movies, TV, video games. I will send him a picture on Twitter as well.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because obviously he'd probably then go, "Oh shit, I've seen these." I've got quite a few, so I may take a picture of it. Actually, I might just take a picture of my shelf and show him some of the unboxed ones.
Yeah,
because they're pretty cool anyway. As to the second part,
yes,
all is as the Force wills it. And if the Force wills some craziness, it's up to the Jedi and the Sith to decide whether or not to listen to the Force. I so wish that Carlos could be greenlit to produce some sort of R-rated Star Wars content, because I would love so much to hear Qui-Gon and Kit Fisto stood outside the Jedi Temple on guard duty one day just going, "Does ever strike you like the Force is a bit of a..."
And what, Kit Fisto just smiles?
Yeah,
just a big grin.
That was my Kit Fisto. No good? Okay.
Dear.
I've heard somebody say that they think he sounds like Matthew McConaughey, and I love that.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh. That would make sense. That's quite fitting.
Yeah, kind of. He just he likes having his shirt off
and playing bongos.
Yeah, exactly. Jedi likes having his shirt off.
That's genius.
Oh man,
Carlos, I don't know if there's any way I can answer that question until we've
there's
seen.
no way I can repay you, because that was top stuff.
That is top
stuff. Oh man, I thought that's the stupid thing is I thought I lost it already because I thought the funny bit was the Funko Pop question. I didn't realise he wasn't. You can hear me in the. Yeah. When you hear it back, it'd be like, "Oh my god, he wasn't done."
No, that was the lead up to the real question.
Yeah, man.
Perfect.
Yeah, mind me if I ever do a talk show to just vet him beforehand if I bring him on.
You might want to delay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's wrap. Oh, it doesn't matter about wrapping this up. This is going to be one of those things that I'll throw into a month's worth of After Darkside material.
Did you want to tinker with this Hangout thing tonight, or is your internet not going to be up to it? Do you think?
I think my internet is probably crapped out. I think a Hangout might be done, but feel free if you want to do an AMA. I think there are people sort of waiting in there.
Okay.
But whatever you do, download it immediately because you will lose it otherwise. And if you do that, I'll sit in and I'll watch you on my other Mac whilst I'm editing.
Tinkering.
Indeed.
Yeah. Oh, all right, fair enough. Yeah, I might do that. I need to nip for a piss regardless. So
that's too much information.
Nah, I've kind of decided that's not the case, but whatever.
Let me know what you want to do about putting this Star Wars Insights together. You'll be the first person that's written a Star Wars Insights that isn't me. That would be interesting.
If you wouldn't, no, I've done one before.
Oh, have you done Insights before?
Yeah, I did one about the costume. Do you remember the costumes and what the funeral shroud might mean?
Oh yes, of course.
As a while ago, admittedly.
Yeah.
Could you do me a favour then?
Yes, mate.
Are you editing tonight?
I'm going to get into it in a minute. Yeah.
Okay. Once you've finished that particular bit of the discussion, can you isolate it and make a copy and send a link to it to me, please, so I can have a listen back to it, because obviously in the moment you can recall all this stuff and speculate wildly, but when it comes back to remember, my brain is kind of, the bit that deals with recalling is kind of melted at the moment for reasons I can't quite get my head around.
Maybe I'll just send you the whole episode and you can listen to the whole thing ahead of time.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, the main thing would be, say, the whole episode's fine. If you could, though, if you do send me the whole episode, just give me a kind of rough time code as where the discussion starts.
No problem.
And it will at least allow me to sort of jog my memory. One quick thing, actually, on a cool note, I have found a video editor for Android that is robust enough that I can do video game footage editing on my phone on my way to work.
Bloody hell, that's cool.
So this morning I cut together a Rocket League montage of all the random goals and shit that I've scored in Rocket League just to test it out, and it's a piece of piss.
Oh, nice.
It's Cyberlink. It's the people who make it's Power Director. But they've just done a really nice mobile version. So I went straight in and I bought the the Pro upgrade, which removes the watermarks, removes the ads, and also there's an offer on where it gave you a particle pack for transitions. Like you can get sort of flaming ones and exploding.
Can you do comps? Can you do green screen comps and things like that?
That thing I don't know. I think with that I'll probably do it in HitFilm, because HitFilm definitely can.
Yeah.
Because I've tried it before using my kitchen wall, and it doesn't quite. The blue's not quite consistent across the whole wall, like, with the light.
You can get a green screen for 20 quid.
That's what I'm thinking I might do. I get paid tomorrow, so.
Yeah.
Did I tell you, by the way? Are we still recording?
I am. Do you want me to knock it off?
You can do, yeah. I was just going to tell you something really quickly, so I thought it was quite cool.
What, do you want me to stop recording before you do it?
Talk Star Wars is a proud member of the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network. Find us at StarWarsCommonwealth.com alongside
the Tumbling Saber Podcast,
the Generation X-Wing Podcast,
the TSW Roundtable,
the Skyhoppers Podcast,
and the Nerd Room Podcast.
Head to StarWarsCommonwealth.com and take your first steps into a larger world.
It's a wrap! It's a wrap.
Let's talk about Loot Crate. Are you on a quest for epic gear, housewares and collectibles? Loot Crate offers an epic range of pop culture items for less than $20 per month. Whether you're shopping for the geek in your life or you are that geek, Loot Crate is the best surprise you know is coming. Every month there's a different theme and new and exclusive items that you can only get with Loot Crate. Treat yourself every month or give the gift of geeking out to a friend or a loved one. You have until the 19th at 9 PM Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate, and when the cut-off happens, that's it, it's over. Make sure to head to lootcrate.com/TalkStarWars and enter the code TalkStarWars and save $3 off your new subscription today.